It's so difficult to reflect on the darkest times in your life. Sometimes you got to do that. I was fucked up. I mean, I hit rock bottom, but I make no excuses. My behavior on that video is inexcusable. I take full responsibility for my actions in that video. I'm disgusted. I was disgusted then when I did it. I'm disgusted now. I went and I sought out professional help. I had to go into therapy, go into rehab. Had to ask God for his mercy and grace.
Terrible actor.
I'm so sorry. But I'm committed to be a better man each and every day. I'm not asking for forgiveness. I'm truly sorry.
JM, what's your thoughts on this?
Well, yeah, bad acting, first of all. But what I don't get is when he says,
bad act. I'm sorry, bro. That just made me laugh. Bad acting, first of all. Go ahead, bro. Sorry, bro. Go.
I'm disgusted, I hit rock bottom, and I sought therapy and all that kind of talk. Why did you keep the tape? If you were so disgusted about what you did, why have you kept that tape for 10 years?
No, he didn't keep that tape. The hotel kept the tape. He tried to pay them to delete it. That's hotel footage.
Okay, the story I heard is that he paid £50,000 for that tape. And
to try to get rid of it, like, you know what I'm saying, or to give it to him or keep it, whatever. He just didn't want it, you know. He didn't want them to have it, you know what I'm saying.
I thought that he had the tape, and then in that raid that happened, they got.
So what happened was he probably tried to pay for the tape. They didn't say whether or not the transaction, you know, they agreed with it or not. They might have turned them down, you know what I'm saying.
Right. Okay. Well,
which is why we see that, you know, they was able to retrieve the video right now. But I mean, bro, honestly, this whole apology thing, bro, I feel like this is why his acting career never took off, bro. Because he's a terrible actor, man. Like, you can see right through this little acting situation that he's doing right now, man. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, he would try to muster up a little tear, but he couldn't get the tear out.
I know, right? Well, he would have been better off not saying anything.
Yeah, said anything.
Like, he must have went against his lawyers. His lawyer couldn't encourage him to come out and do this, bro.
Yeah, definitely.
I believe.
Sorry. Go ahead. Sorry.
I believe this apology 100%.
What do you mean you believe it?
I believe he means it because his use of language. He said dark times. He's said this more than once, and Cassie has said this more than once. In the actual document, in the lawsuit, it states here. If I can show you. Okay.
This happened 10 years ago.
Yeah.
What did he do any more despicable acts after this incident? Do you
think? Of course.
Yeah, he's probably did it 2 or 3 hours.
Right.
2 or 3 days.
No, it was a regular thing, bro. This would make this thing so stupid, right? Dog, he what we saw in the video, he did that regularly. Cassie she took that on a regular. You know what I'm saying? This was routine, bro. You know, when he slammed on the ground, she just laid there like, okay, here we go again. Like, you see her body language, like that was normal for her.
But this is my thing. He's clearly got demons in his past and his mind, right? And he's trying to deal with the darker side of his personality that probably brought on by the trauma of growing up in a brothel and having a drug dealer or a gangster as a father and growing up in very dark circumstances. I'm not presenting him as a victim, but there is some sort of psychosis and inability to control his own habits. So when he says darkest times, and he says that in 2022 at the VMA Awards, he's thanking Cassidy. Oh, thank you for holding me down during the dark times. And Cassidy references it in her actual lawsuit as referring to her trauma as the dark times. And then he's making these videos saying, I went through some dark times. I'm looking at it from a mental health perspective. I'm not forgiving him. I'm not this, but this is more mental insanity or criminal insanity rather than just overtly lying. His inability to face his own character, his own nature, may be what's spewing out of this video. I'm not saying I forgive him. I'm not saying he should be forgiven and he shouldn't face sentences for his crimes and such. But he's beyond, based on the documents, beyond perverse. So he's clearly got something going. Maybe signs of trauma in his childhood, so he might have faced some difficulties, because that was the case with R. Kelly. That's why he chased young women, because his first sexual interaction with a woman was his sister, right? Being molested by his older sister, right?
Yeah.
This is not a person who's mentally well. He's wealthy, successful, so we shouldn't see him as a victim like any other person living in Detroit or some other really impoverished area.
No, it doesn't relinquish. It doesn't relinquish responsibility for what his actions and who he is and what he does, man.
I'm not saying that as well, but I see this video and I think, well, you need to face your punishment for your crimes, but after that, some deep therapy we should do. So, I think this apology is genuine.
Therapy, man.
Did I say the T word? Did I say the T word?
Yeah, you do. So James, go on. You saying?
Yeah.
I mean, I ain't got much more to say, but basically, as I was saying, the reason why what struck me the most is that after this incident, this guy was continuing with his debauched behavior. So this idea that he sought therapy and these are dark times, so he wants to give the impression that this was the old me and this is what I did in the past and I don't do it anymore. I'm not buying any of that. I think this guy
neither, bro.
Going forward up to recent times, this guy's been doing this and other degenerate shit. So that's the part I'm not buying. That this idea that this is like old me and I've moved on, I've got therapy, I'm a different guy now. Because that's that's what he's trying to sell with this with apology. I'm not buying any of it.
We ain't buying any either, man.
Yeah. Go ahead, Elijah.
Yeah, so I mean, at the end of the day, bro, he live a certain type of lifestyle, man. The things he been doing, that he got, it's receipts, bro. He got a track record for over the years of same thing popping up. With people calling people daddy and saying this and people saying they saw him at parties doing this and saw this going on at his parties. His track record is too long. He lives a lifestyle. It ain't just like he did something. Like he just did this one time. He just beat cashier one time. Oh yeah, I did this. You know what I'm saying? Like, nah, bro. He should put hands on her and beat her on a regular dog. Like she submitted. Like as soon as he grabbed it, she just let go. Like, okay, here we go again. Like she just used to it. You know what I'm saying? Like that. This is what we do. This is what. Oh, he's at it again. Okay, until he finishes. Let me just lay here. Let him kick it. Let him kick me and punch me. Okay, is he done yet? You know what I'm saying? Like she's just normal. Like, cause if that wasn't a regular event, if that was something that he just did, like kind of on a random, she would have been fighting and kicking, bro. She would have got up. She'd have been like, "Oh, stop!" She would have fought. She would have fought back.
Yeah,
You see what I'm saying? The fact that she didn't fight back, that she just laid there, she just submitted, shows that this is normal. This happens all the time.
And there's another girl that came out. Sorry, there's one more girl that came out not after this relationship and spoke about Puff Daddy stamping on her belly and punching her in her head. This kind of Chinese-looking girl that he was dating after.
Oh, I thought you were talking about Young Miami.
No, not her. No, there's another girl that he was dating. There's footage of. There's a video of her talking about it. How he was punching her in her head, not in the face.
Oh yeah, I've seen that. I've seen what you're talking about. Yeah,
and this is after Cassie. After Cassie. So this is what I'm saying. The guy's full of crap. When you're talking about this is in the past, he was doing it after to other girls after.
Yeah, beast, man.
I personally think he's sorry. He's sorry that he got caught. He's sorry when he talks about his God. That he talks about God. Which God? He never addresses which God he's talking about. He went and he seeked therapy. Why do they always bring up therapy? Why is therapy always the go-to? Everyone always mentions therapy.
Because it's supposed to be like the common sign that okay, I'm making steps toward change and doing better, and it's like supposed to be like the confirmation. Oh, he's in therapy, so okay, he's all right now. Oh, he's in therapy, so that's no worries. Yeah, he did that, but he's in therapy now. So it's just that's what it is. It's like trying to make people feel like he's making steps.
Yeah.
To be fair, Sorry to Octavia.
No, go ahead, bro.
I think I was the first to throw out therapy in this discussion. I can tell you why I throw out therapy in this discussion. The reason I throw therapy as an option or possible path that he should take, besides the incarceration that if he's found to be guilty, that he does deserve, because I'm not saying he's guilty, because I don't believe in the court of public opinion. You're guilty after you see a judge and your peers and so on and so forth and whatever, and go through the court system and whatever. But I don't buy into this whole court of public opinion. So because ultimately you want the person to be better. You want them to face the punishment for their crime. But if there's anything that is unresolved that needs to be resolved through psychotherapy, it should be a taken path. Because he may have some underlying trauma that we don't know. He may be as much of a victim of his own past as he's making others be a victim of his past. Why shake the head so vigorously? Go on, tell me. Tell me.
Because he's been in a privileged position for a very long time. He's been in a privileged position to address to seek help for any underlying issues that he may have. He's not someone who's lived a life of poverty. He's someone who has rubbed shoulders with very powerful, important people around the world. So there is no excuse at all. If we are talking about seeking help, if we are talking about addressing underlying issues, then there is no one who is in a more privileged position than someone like Diddy. And from what we've discovered, of what we've uncovered all throughout, this was not him trying to seek help. This was him trying to engage in a lifestyle. This was part of his lifestyle. This is what he believed in. This is what he wanted to do consistently day and night. And I don't think that he was trying to seek for help. I think he committed himself to whatever trauma he might have incurred during childhood. I think this became his beliefs. It became part of his beliefs and what he wanted to and how he wanted to live out his life. So I don't believe for once.
I push back. So here's my point. My point is a person, if they have some sort of, I wouldn't go far as to say mental illness, because I think that term gets thrown around a bit too much, and I won't go that far. But a person who has unresolved mental issues or that does need therapy, should we really expect them to voluntarily say, there is something wrong in my mind, I need to go to seek therapy? Or is it more likely that we should expect them to indulge in self-destructive, socially and physically destructive to themselves and others around them? Which one is more likely that would be a reasonable expectation?
Yeah, I mean, don't get me wrong. Take whatever steps you need to take in order to improve yourself. But I don't think that's his intention. What I'm basically talking about his intentions. And given the lifestyle that he has led so far and everything that's been found out about him, it shows that his intentions was not to seek out for help, was not to get help. It was actually to indulge in the very same thing that he now claims to be sorry for just because he got caught.
I think because he needs therapy, we shouldn't expect him to seek the therapy. Because most people who have issues don't often go down that path. I'm not forgiving him.
We've all got issues. We've all got issues. That's not the issue. The issue is not thing. It's whether you address those issues or not, or you go somewhere where you seek help and in order to address those issues. That's it. But I don't see the evidence for.
You didn't do enough. You're saying.
I don't see the evidence. When I look at his life, I don't see the evidence for that. I really don't. I don't see where he went out of his way to seek out for help or where he did all of that. I don't see any of that.
Therapy only works if you actually believe what you're doing is wrong.
Exactly.
There's nothing to suggest that he actually really believes what he's doing is wrong, because he's maintained the behavior over a long period of time and encourage other people to engage in that behavior. So again, the therapy angle, I'm not buying that either, because as far as I'm concerned, there's been no evidence that he actually believes he's doing anything wrong.
One thing I want to say about Puff, man, this guy he's a gatekeeper for the hip hop industry at the highest level. You got certain gatekeepers. Right now, Drake is a gatekeeper. Jay-Z is a gatekeeper, as we know. But back then, Puffy was a gatekeeper and Suge Knight was a gatekeeper. You know, these guys, you know, Puffy, he had Clive Davis behind him, Universal Music Group behind him. And then Suge on the West Coast, he had Interscope behind him and Warner Brothers behind him. Now, both of them, Puffy and Suge Knight alike, they both had a pass to do pretty much whatever they pleased. They could get away with anything they could get away with. Um, as we know, Puffy wasn't a gangster, but he was a real smart, savvy guy who can, you know, who was capable of a lot of whatever corruption that he had to do. Um, Suge, on the other hand, was a gangster, but he at the same time he was a savvy businessman. But first and foremost, he was a gangster. They loved that about him in regards to the social engineering mechanism. He didn't step down from being a gangster, even with the platform that he had, and they loved that. They loved and they knew that that would be influential. You know, that it was a part of the mechanism. He had protection. Sure, he had protection. As much dirt as he did, as much crazy stuff as he did, he had Warner Brothers behind him, bailing him out. Warner Brothers behind him, funding him the money to get Tupac out of jail. And Puffy had the same types of accesses. You see what I'm saying? So, Suge, if he had a better head on his shoulders and wasn't so uh, you know, gung ho about being a gangster, man. He could have been in the same position as Puffy today, even probably even further ahead of Puffy. You know what I'm saying? But he was him and Puffy were hand in hand the same guy on different coasts. You see what I'm saying? In regards to the people that were over them, over, you know, the controllers of the industry. But what we're seeing with Puffy, and as far as the power that he has, that's exactly what it is, man. He helped shape the industry. He was a part of the whole shaping of the music industry, man. You know, the hip hop industry. Tupac, he was a part of Tupac, Biggie, these legends. These are hip hop legends, and he's a part of all of that. This guy, the cat's out the bag. He's associated with the highest of the higher ups. He will never do jail time. I'm telling you, right now, mark my words. He will never do jail time. If he sees jail time at all, it will be during trial. And if he gets sentenced, he will not stay in jail. He will die. He will die. Mark my words. Look, pay attention to what happens from now on. Puffy is either gonna die or nothing's gonna come of all these investigations. One or the other. Because he has the same people going to his parties as Epstein. And what happened to Epstein? Epstein got killed. Certain people just can't get exposed like this. Certain people, it just can't happen like it's happening to Puff. You know what I'm saying? So he gonna die. Well, I mark my words. He gonna die, or nothing gonna come of it. Nothing gonna come none of this. He gonna be protected. You see what I'm saying? But also mark my words as well. Watch for Jay-Z and watch for Drake. Cause I really believe things finna hit the fan for these two right now, bro. So just keep your eyes out for Jay-Z and Drake, man. I think they next on the list.